What's up, everybody? I'm going ahead and doing a video for you from some of your Khan Academy work on quadratic functions. We're talking about solving quadratic functions. This is in part with factoring and graphing. We're going to start with the quadratic equation 1x squared plus 12x plus 36 equals 0. And I want to introduce a method called the AC method, which is a way to factor. There's some other videos that highlight this method in addition to like box method or whatnot, but it's a very straightforward, like follow this process and you'll be mostly successful every single time. We first of all start by labeling A, B, and C as the numbers, and then we look for factors of the A number and the C number, that's 1 times 36, that will then add to the middle number, the B, which is 12. And right away, 6 times 6 is 36, and 6 plus 6 is 12. That means we're going to decompose or break apart the 12x into 6x plus 6x. So the middle becomes two pieces, and we now have four terms that will group in pairs and factor them. This group and factor step is what makes the AC method work. So 1x squared plus 6x both share x in common. Factor it out. 6x and 36 are both multiples of 6, so factor out 6. And what's left? Well, in essence, they both have a factor of x plus 6, so we're factoring again. Bring out the x plus 6 factor, and then whatever's left gets its own term. So that's the factor step. Group and factor, A times C method. We do this because the zero product property, you can see right there, both of those factors, the zero product property says they both have to equal 0. So set them both equal to 0 and solve. They were just the same factor, so we eliminated one. New question for you. X squared plus 3x minus 10. Let's use the AC method. So factors of AC that add to B. Well, A is 1, C is negative 10, so multiply, you get negative 10. And list all the factor pairs, then list what you get when you add those factor pairs. And it turns out negative 2 plus 5, I got it right away. I don't even need to look at the rest of the factor pairs. Now I'm going to take those two numbers and I'm going to decompose or break apart the middle, the B term, into the two factor pairs that we needed, negative 2 and 5. So breaking apart to then group and factor. Pair them off, group and factor. They both have an x in common in the first pair, and they both have a 5 in common in the second pair. So factoring out x and 5 leads us with a common factor again, x minus 2. And whatever's left goes into its own group of parentheses. X minus 2 times x plus 5, those two quantities, they set equal to 0 because of the zero product property. Solve for x. We get two solutions. X is 2 and x equals negative 5. We'll plug them both in. If you remember the A times C method, I'll give you a chance to see this one just for kicks. If you remember the A times C method that allows you to decompose B and then group and then factor again, we'll be able to solve most of these. If you watch this video first, thanks for doing some math with me, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, bye.